Hugh Sheridan. If you're Australian, you probably remember him as Ben from Back to the Rafters. What's life kind of like after the Rafters? You left a few years ago.
Yeah, I left quite a few years ago now. Life's been pretty good since Back to the Rafters. That was the start of my career, and it was a great sort of launching pad. But yeah, no, it's been more diverse since I left Rafters. But yeah, good.
So Hugh, when you moved to the US, you did leave behind a legion of fans and, you know, all these awards and, you know, this huge fame. Do you think the risk has been worthwhile?
Rafters was a huge success, and after that I did some theatre and did, you know, other bits and pieces of television. But it's sort of nice to be here where you can just sort of walk into any room and people don't know who you are. There is, of course, an element of risk for anyone that moves to another country to pursue their career.
Do you think in Australia people had a lot of trouble seeing you other than being Ben from the Rafters? Was it hard to kind of get out of that character?
I think because of the success of Rafters, certainly, and also I think that Ben was a really great character and a character that a lot of people related to. Certainly I did. When people feel like they know the character, they already feel like they know who you are. And that's a gift. That's a really good thing, and I think that was part of the reason why I had a lot of success with that show.
Where are you most happy, on the stage or in front of a camera?
They both have their pros and cons. Certainly with a camera, you work with the DOP and the camera operators and everything and the director. But at the end of the day, the editor has the final decision on how the story is told. So I guess I'm most happy on stage because I have total control.
Have you ever had that moment on stage where you've just totally lost yourself in the character and you've just been in the right moment, you know, at the right time, and you've literally lost yourself?
Yeah, I have, and that's not necessarily a good thing to happen at all. I mean, because that's what rehearsals are for. That's where you're allowed to lose yourself, because you're discovering the, like, emotional journey. I hate words like that, but essentially that's what you are doing. You're finding out what's happening within the story. I remember working with Jeffrey Rush, and he was playing my slave. He was playing Pseudolus, and I was playing Hero. It's a comedy. And we really got on so well, and we would connect and be looking at each other. And there'd be those moments, and the audience would lose it because they could see something happening. They could see that there was a real moment happening on stage.
Speaking of Jeffrey Rush, he's such a huge actor. Do you get intimidated working on stage next to someone like that?
No, I guess not, really. I mean, at first, when I met him, my only intimidation was my admiration for him, because I think he's amazing. But the cool thing about being an actor is that you get to work with so many great actors, and the really cool thing about being an actor, I think, is that most actors have an understanding that for every working actor, there's 50 incredible actors that aren't working. And it's not for any lack of talent or their ability to do a film and win an Oscar for it. It's just luck, really.
You have had a lot of luck, but there's also been a lot of no's, like you said, and roles you've missed out. So how do you deal with that almost rejection?
Well, rejection's a huge part of it, and there's no question. I tend to not think about it. You're going into an audition, I mean, it's like a job interview every day. Sometimes you have 3 a day. So the lucky thing is that you do so many that it would be very hard to get hung up on them all. But I know a lot of actors that live their life like that, and it's not highly recommended. I mean, for a mental ward, yes.
So how do you go through that and not regret? You know, that's a hard thing to kind of overcome. Not think about, you know, the what ifs.
Yeah. Je ne regrette rien. There's what ifs for everyone, not just for actors. There's what ifs for people that get married and they think, what if I didn't? Or what if I waited? What if I took that job? What if I didn't move to America? What if I stayed in Australia? That can happen a lot. You just have to concentrate on tomorrow and now. because yesterday is yesterday, and there's no yes in yesterday.